What's going on, everybody? So, back with another video where I'm answering the questions that you guys are asking me on my comment section in my YouTube videos. So, before I get started, if you guys have questions that you want me to answer in a video just like this, just leave them in the comment section below and make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you know when I'm posting videos and answering your questions. So, this one I want to keep as short as possible. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter, easier to digest, so I'm going to try to blast through this real quick. The question I got was if I have advice for skinny fat people. Skinny fat people, if you don't know what that is, those are the people who don't really look like they're out of shape when they're wearing clothes. They probably look average. Maybe they look a little thin. Maybe their sleeves, maybe their arms don't fill out their sleeves, or they don't have broad shoulders or any of that, but they don't look out of shape. But then when they take their shirt off, all of a sudden they have this little gut that nobody saw before, a little lower belly fat, or lower back fat, or maybe they have a little bit of man boobs, or maybe they're just softer than what appeared when they were wearing clothes. And a lot of times when guys are falling in, or girls are falling into this category, there's a very confusing part of their diet and training, because they don't know if they're supposed to focus on cutting or putting on muscle or bulking. And a lot of times what happens is they'll either focus on the cutting and they'll go on some calorie restrictive diet where they're gonna try to get rid of the fat and then put on muscle later. And what ends up happening is that they're not dieting right and they're not training right, therefore they start losing some weight and they just get skinny. They would go from skinny fat to skinny, and that's it. Or they go the other way and they say, okay, I'm gonna put on some muscle first and then I'm gonna cut my fat. And what ends up happening is they just start going into this bulk where they think that they should be putting on this lean muscle, and they're probably not putting on much muscle at all, and they start putting on a little more fat and they just look bigger and softer. And that's not what they want either. So what I wanna do is I wanna give you a couple tips that you guys can start using today, and basically that's it. So let's get into it. First off, when you are falling into the skinny fat category, the first thing you need to do is get on a precise diet. Just a random diet that you find on the internet where you're just going to be trying out a random amount of calories and a random amount of carbs, fats, and proteins, that's never ever going to get you the results that you want. You have to have a very specific amount of macros that you are hitting every single day, and you need to track them every single day, and you need to hit those macros perfectly. And that would be called flexible dieting. But the kind of dieting that I would recommend to skinny fat people is carb cycling. If you've never heard of carb cycling, it can be a little complicated. It's something that I talk about extensively in my Ripped in 90 Days program, which is actually the program that I would recommend to, I actually made for skinny fat people. And I made a free quiz that you could actually take if you want to figure out what plan would be right for your body, the right diet and training. I'll just put that in a link in the description below if you want to take that. It's completely free. But for those of you who are wondering what carb cycling is, I don't want to sit here and talk your ear off with it, but basically carb cycling is just going throughout a low, a moderate, and a high carb day on certain days of the week, and basically dropping your carbs super low on one day or multiple days throughout the week, so that you can really start kicking your body into this fat burn overdrive where you're taking advantage, where you're making your fat your primary fuel source, but you're not cutting out carbs so long to where you're going to slow down your metabolism, because then you reintroduce carbs, then you kick it into a high carb day, and that's when you actually give your metabolism this boost. So you're actually increasing your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, how many calories you burn by doing nothing, just from the diet that you're doing. Then when it comes to training, you can't just Google some training regimen on the internet and expect it to work perfectly for you. What you need to be focusing on is compound movements, compound lifts. These are your bench, your deadlift, your squat, your shoulder press, your bent over rows. The exercises that are going to use multiple muscle groups. Not only is it going to use multiple muscle groups, that it's also going to burn calories. Your caloric expenditure is going to be higher, and you're going to work more muscles. And something that I highly recommend is supersetting, because supersetting is not only going to keep your heart rate up, but it's also going to allow you to be able to do more exercises in a short amount of time and do isolation exercises, so that you can hit the muscles that you know that are lagging on your body, so that you can get the aesthetic figure that you actually want. Then you need to make sure you're doing HIIT cardio instead of steady state. Too many times I hear about guys going to the gym and running on the treadmill for 45 minutes or riding the bike for an hour and doing that every single day of the week and not getting any results, and wondering why. It's because steady state cardio fucking sucks. Stop doing it. I've harped on this a million times. I'll harp on it a million more times. You need to be doing HIIT cardio. It's short and it's effective. HIIT cardio stands for high intensity interval training. You basically go through these high all out bursts, 20, 30 seconds, and then you go for a short amount of rest or very low activity for about the same exact time. And you basically do that 12 to 15 times and you burn way more calories through what is called EPOC, excess post-oxygen consumption, where you burn calories up to 48 hours after you've stopped working out. It's a really cool thing that actually works, scientifically proven to work way better than steady state cardio. And then last but not least, there are a few supplements that you could be taking. I'm not going to talk your ear off with a bunch of supplements right now. I'm just going to link below my free supplement guide that you can get for free right now. I'll put it right under the quiz. Basically, I talk about supplements that are good for weight gain, weight loss, fat burn, muscle gain, whatever. So I tried to keep this short, guys. If anything in this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment any questions you have below this video and subscribe to my channel so that if I do answer your question, you'll be notified. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.